Hey there. I want to keep this under 5 minutes. I just want to say a little bit about revising the codes essay. I've extended the deadline to Sunday because I'm still grading rough drafts. So hopefully that helps. I'm not going to go over common errors because I'll tell you why in a minute. Basically, these essays fell into two camps, people who followed the directions and people who didn't. I'm just going to be blunt. So I gave you everything that you needed to do really well on this essay. Not only did I provide really close, careful instructions, but I also gave you this sample essay. So those of you who looked at the video and looked at the sample essay, the video is just me kind of talking through the sample essay, and then looked at the actual assignment and read it carefully and used this checklist. Let me open the checklist. The checklist should open up as its own document. If you went through this checklist and you read these instructions and you looked at that sample essay, chances are you did really well on this rough draft. However, if you didn't, you probably have a lot of work to do to revise. So hopefully this is, for those of you in the second camp, I'm really hoping this is a teachable moment. English 102 is a difficult class in that it requires a good bit of work. But the way I've set this course up, and I've been teaching this class for 29 years now, and every year I kind of refine the way that I organize it. At this point, 29 years later, I've set it up because I want as many of you as possible to do well. And if you follow the steps, if you get everything in on time and you read and follow the directions, you could do really well. You will do really well. However, if you don't, if you cut corners, if a professor gives you an example of an assignment to look at and you blow that off, and a checklist and you don't look at it, you're not going to do well. I'm going to be honest, you probably won't pass the class. So everything is here. Everything you need to do well on this essay, to do well in the class, is provided for you on Canvas. I know it would be a lot more fun if we were in class. If we were in class, I'd have all this stuff on the smartboard. We'd be having group discussions. It would be fun. It would be lively. 1000%, I would rather do it that way. But here we are. This is the reality. So that means all the stuff that we would do in class that would kind of feel effortless now requires you to sit down and read and focus and watch videos that maybe are not that interesting, but you really, really have to do it. So some of these rough drafts were so wildly incorrect in terms of source citation, in terms of organization, that there's no doubt in my mind the people writing them didn't do these simple things. So that is my big takeaway. If you did pretty well on the rough draft, and again, I'm not through with feedback on everybody, you don't have a whole lot to do to revise for the final draft. However, if you didn't take the time to do the things I asked you to do, to watch the video, to read the instructions, to look at the checklist, you're always going to have these checklists. These checklists walk you through exactly what is required for any assignment. The source sandwich is probably the most important piece I was looking for in this assignment because it's going to be the foundation for all the essays you're going to write. Make sure you're 100% with this. If you are, everything moving forward, no matter how sophisticated or difficult the reading, should come along pretty nicely. Get in touch with me if you have questions. Thanks.